All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, B'Chakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wak Wathium, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. This is going to be another video through the Spirit, and this is kind of a little bit of a testimonial, but it's going to be dealing with something that happened, at work earlier, and tying it into this truth. I was at work, and there's this Jake there. He's older than me. He's a grown man. Got a wife, got children. A household to take care of. And basically, he came into the job through a temp. And the dude's no joke. The dude works. He knows how to do, every part. There's in my job, there's 10 different things you could be doing at any given time. And he, him coming through as a temp. He was forced to just go anywhere to work, whether he liked it or not, and he learned how to do every station and got good at every station. And today, the manager, Edomite, he came up to him and basically was like, yeah, we found somebody to come in. Friday is going to be your last day. All right. And the thing about it that's ridiculous is the fact that, usually you come in as a temp for a job, and you have a 90-day or a 3-month probation period. And he was actually, they made him do 6 months. They made him do double that. They made him do 180 days, all right? And then they still chose not to hire him in, and they just brought in, and so they're going to have his replacement come Friday, all right? And after the Edomite manager left, man, we all got together, and we was like, man, that's bold. That's some straight BS. And it got to the point to where he just left today early. He didn't even want to finish. Because a week ago, he was getting suspicious. They were probably about to let him go since he was going on over 180 days, and they still didn't want to hire him in. And man, bro, he got sick to his stomach, bro, and he left, man. And so I'm bringing this out to show you that in this society, hey, this isn't our rest. All right, so don't expect to become something in this society. All right, make sure that your mind is focused on the kingdom. All right, it doesn't matter how hard you work for these devils. It doesn't matter how much you do here. It doesn't matter how much numbers you can crunch. It doesn't matter how much of you've been there on time every day early. All right, these heathens, these devils, just like the video I did previously, they don't care about us. All right, don't get it twisted and don't get it confused. All right, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. So when the elect are raised up, they're going to stand boldly before these bastards, mainly Esau, Edom. All right. And notice it says, and made no account of his labors. All right. These devils don't give a holy heebie-jeebies about us. All right. You got certain Israelites that's working 80 plus hours a week. All right, and if you're working 80 hours, that means you're literally getting 4 hours of sleep a day, if that. If you're lucky, 4 hours of sleep every other day, because you're going to be working through days. All right, but they don't care. They still make no account of our labors. They'll still fire you. All right, you'll have an Israelite do 50-some years old, got a couple more years to retirement, working at some sort of, let's say, an automotive industry, because those are real big here in Michigan. He'll be at a Chrysler plant for 35 years of his life, came in his 20s and stayed there ever since. And they'd be like, oh, well, Joe, we having some layoffs and we're going to have to let you go. All right. They're going to let a dude go in the middle of winter when this man got a wife to take care of, children to take care of, bills, a home, like it's nothing. All right. Showing you that this place, man, they truly don't, they don't care about us, all right? Which should be more the reason to truly set your affection and your heart and your spirit on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai and getting the glory of the kingdom rather than getting glory here. Because all these things are temporal, all right? Let me get this real quick. You could be, 1 second, you could be living your life, flying high, and the next second you could be in a crashed helicopter on fire, burning to your death after your body got broke to pieces, all right? Like a guy we all just know, all right? 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18, it says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So us, the Israelites, the hopeful elect, and the 1/3, we're supposed to be looking towards the things that are eternal. All right, not the carnal and not the fleshly. All right, and I've been hey, you might have certain goals and certain things you want to get done, in the short term to help make your life easier while we're still here. But don't ever forget the first love, which is this truth. Always remember to keep your eyes single. All right, hey, you can when you get off to work, when you get off work, you can go to the gym, you can be in shape, but you don't have to be uh, making your life dedication being torn to the floorboards. All right, the Lord doesn't care how great of a physique you have. You might have a side hobby. Let's say you like to go play basketball. You don't have to. Oh man, let me get my ball. I'm getting my. Man, I ain't trying to do. I'm getting. Hey, look, you have to prioritize this truth over everything else. Everything else is just filler. Everything else is temporary. All right, and I'm not bashing any brothers that are into fitness, because I'm into it too, or any brothers that ball or any other secondaries, things that we do in this world. But you have to remember that these things are temporal, all right? And the things which are not seen are eternal, all right? And what isn't seen right now is our kingdom, all right? That is promised to us if we keep our eyes single on it. All right, let me get one of my favorites, Matthew chapter 6, if I so remember correctly. This is one of my, I remember, first coming in reading this kind of seared into my skull. It's one of my go-tos. Yep, Matthew 6 and 19. It says, and this is basically just an exhortation video. Nothing super, no big super deep breakdowns, just something else to keep you going, to remind you to stay on track. All right, it don't matter. Hey, selling out here isn't gonna be what gets you the glory. All right, you can make all the money in the world, and you can't stop yourself from crashing to your death in an effing helicopter. All right, let Kobe be an example of that. You can reach the tops and the heights of this society. You can have all the money, all the vehicles, all the homes, the most beautiful women around you. All right, all you got everywhere you go, your name is known, and yet you can't use any of that to halt your death. All right, it's pointless. The only thing that is true, the only thing that is meaningful, is this truth. All right, Matthew chapter 6 and 19, it says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." So the things that are in this world, they can be taken from you. All right, that nice freaking Lamborghini truck that niggas is buying now can be taken. All right, hell, that woman can be taken. Them clothes, the money, the jewelry can and eventually is going to disappear. All right, and it says what in verse 20? "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." All right, and the main thief is Esau Edom. He can't stop you from being one of the elect. Esau can fire you, all right, because this is his world. Esau can repossess your vehicle or have you evicted out of your home, but he can't take your faith from you, and he can't prevent you from being one of the elect or the 1/3. All right, so that's what is more important above all and above anything else. All right, hey, that shit was sad, dog. I was kind of halfway tempted to, talk to him and try to throw the truth at him and see how he reacts to it. Because when you go through something like that, that's like, man, people. Well, Jake ain't known for committing suicide, but people will lose their job and they'll kill themselves because they're not able to support themselves and their family, and they can't bear to go home and to tell everyone. They can't handle the ridicule that's going to happen, potentially losing everything. Everyone looking down on them now, and potentially becoming homeless, drug addict, cast out. Hey, certain people ain't got the mind for that, and they are up and lace themselves. All right, but Esau does not care. This is his society. This is not our society. That's why we're not at the tops of it. All right, that's why the only way you'll get somewhere is if you sell out. All right, but that's not a wise choice, because eventually, and I'm gonna have to get a matter of fact, I'll get this scripture, and then I'll get this other one I was gonna get. Salakia. Job chapter 12 and 16, it says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So with the Heavenly Father is strength and wisdom. He's the one that you should be selling, all right, or I'll say directing and giving up your life force to, not Esau Edom. Because ultimately, Esau Edom, the deceiver, and any of our people who sell out the deceive are all going to go into a bucket of shit. They're all going to get tossed aboard. They're all going to fucking be cast down. All right, so there's no point in putting your life towards that when ultimately everything here is going to go out the window. There's no point in being a singer or a baller, dancer, rapper, fighter, or, and notice how whenever it deals with our people becoming something great, that's the only things they can be. Some sort of effing entertainer. They can't be some sort of massive CEO of a mega company, all right, producing holistic foods that's curing people and of all types of ailments and stopping obesity. All right, they can't be some world-class doctor who's figured out a cure to cancer and this and that. No, the only thing that we're allowed to do in the society is be a good boy or a good girl, and either have our shirt off out, or shirt off and our muscles out, or have our ass out shaking, to receive notoriety or be accepted in this world. All right, and that ain't the way to go. Hey, Terry Crews, that nigga a big old slave. Every time you see him, the nigga got his shirt off. Grown ass man out in public. The nigga but he can't. He has to be half naked because his masters want him to be. All right. You look at somebody else, Nicki Minaj. She can't even. Every time you see her butt got to be out. Why? Because they're not allowed to even be people. They're just pawns and toys. All right. And that ain't no way to live. So why focus on that? Why render your life to that rather than to render your life to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? All right, let me get this real quick. Like I said, this ain't gonna be no extra long video. Just something I wanted to touch on, dealing with that situation earlier. If you could have seen his face, that he didn't even continue working the next 10 minutes, man. I was like, man, you better. Shoot. He was. Hey, I'll say it like this. I didn't tell him to stay any longer neither. All right. I was like, man, do what you got to do. Hurry up, go find you something else so you can go provide for your family. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 2 and verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. All right, so this is not our rest. If you give in to this place, it will corrupt and overtake you and destroy you. All right, and I did a video some time ago about it. America eventually changes. America can alter anyone. You have somebody you can have someone from Russia who's stoic as hell. Wakes up at the same time every day, goes to work, completely does everything in a militaristic fashion. Give it a couple years, this motherfucker gonna be fat, beer belly, partying every weekend, getting drunk, getting high. All right, America has a way of corrupting a person's morals and making them follow the crowd. All right, and we're not supposed to be like that. This is not our rest. The scriptures tell you this place is polluted. All right, not only physically with all the wickedness going on, but going around, but mentally more so. This place will warp the mind of daggone anyone. All right, except for the elect and the 1/3. All right. If it wasn't for the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai putting a physical and a spiritual hedge around the elect and the 1/3, it would, matter of fact, I'll get this. Hey, perfect. Hey, scriptures be flowing, man. I ain't even have a single scripture prepared, but the scriptures be flowing, through the Spirit. This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, except Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, all right, that chosen, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. So now, does this mean we would have been all types of homosexuals? No. This means that eventually we would have all been committing so much wickedness right along with the rest of these heathens that we ourselves in America and wherever we are scattered would have been destroyed just like Sodom and Gomorrah, but mainly here in America and in the West. because America has a mental foothold around the world. Whatever Americans do, the whole world wants to try to do. All right, so that being that's the point of the video. If you, matter of fact, because ultimately trusting in this place and aligning yourself with Esau, Edom, will eventually lead, giving into the philosophies of the whore and aligning yourself with Babylon, which is the main way to do that is to take the mark of the beast. All right, and so and we know through Scripture, those that take the mark of the beast, they're gonna they're gonna be repaid plentifully for that. All right, kind of perfect. This is Revelation 15:1. It says, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High Power. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High Power." All right, so those that trust in Esau, Edom, they're gonna have to take part in that sea of glass. All right, which is watching America be completely burned and broken to pieces through the thermonuclear missiles that are going to touch down here. That's going to be the result of laying up your treasures in America and in Babylon rather than laying them up in heaven. That's going to be the result of selling out and trying to make something of yourself in this world rather than being content with just getting by and hoping and praying for and focusing on the kingdom. All right. So, hey, that being the conclusion to this one. Just another one, just an exhortation. Hey, focus on the truth. Like, hey, when you read through the rest of that Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, it goes on to tell you how the elect are going to get the victory. And the people that look down upon us, they're going to wish that they was on our side of the fence. All right, Esau Edom going to wish he never. Your boss going to wish he wasn't doing you greasy. All right, all these people that we have to deal with are going to wish that they going to wish that they wasn't born. All right, straight up. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, or Chachmarash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim. Wa Akwati, learning, teaching in truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.